Yeah, baby. We are back with more hot, steaming hot action in Final Fantasy 15 Minimalist Run Edition. At the end of the last episode, I said we're going to go to the Norduskyan blockade, and guess what we're going to do? We're going to go to the Norduskyan blockade to fight the big dumb boss. With Core, I believe he actually does rejoin your party. I was wrong. I was wrong when I said, Core, I need to spit out my gum. When Core I was really kind of hating on him, you know? I was like, hey, man, why'd you just leave my party like that, bro? But I was wrong. It turns out Core totally rejoins your party, and I'm dumb. I am not very intelligent, and I forgot everything about this game despite playing it all the way through like a month ago. No, it's more like 3 months ago. My last save file, I think, is dated in like May, and it's August right now, so we're gonna head to this area. We're gonna do some snickety sneaking. We can't pick those up because I'm not allowed to. And I've added a new stipulation. The only time I'm allowed to tally experience is at the end of each chapter. Hello? Camera? 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 Hello, Monica. We're gonna skip your dialogue. I can't skip the scene, but I can mash through her dialogue. Proceed. So no ins and stuff, only tallying at the end of chapters. That is going to make things quite difficult later in the game. I'm basically playing this game on hard mode, you know. My characters only get the opportunity to level up now at the end of every chapter. We're in chapter 2, and that means that there's 14 chapters. So that means that we get 13 more chances to tally experience. We don't get to skip. What the hell? Did you see that? The camera was inside Noct's head! You could see his eyeballs and his teeth and stuff. That's so creepy. It's like that glitch from, that everyone, was clowning on in Assassin's Creed Unity. Okay, I can pick that up. I'm allowed to pick stuff in dungeons up because I'm never gonna revisit them. But stuff that respawns like food in the field, yeah, no, that's off limits. Jesus Christ, stop shooting me! I'm gonna kill you. Just let me kill you already. It's gonna happen. I should probably be using a stronger weapon than the broadsword. I should be using the Avengers. No, wait, I should probably just let Core do everything because he's, totally busted. And he's here to make sure that you literally can't lose this section. I apologize for my silence. I am, searching for things to say. You know what? Let me just pull something out of my bag of conversation tricks and talk about something that happened just a little while ago. So I just had a nice meal. I was eating tofu donburi bowls because it's 7 p.m. right now, so dinner was not all that long ago. I was eating tofu donburi bowls. Really good stuff. Really great. Donburi is the best. It's tofu, and it's vegetables, and it's rice. And it's the best. Except when you don't cook the vegetables enough. And you don't heat them up well, or you don't heat them up well enough, rather. So the greatest feeling in the world is when you go to eat this delicious tofu vegetable rice bowl, and you jam it in your mouth, and it's freezing cold, even though you were heating that stuff up for 5 minutes in the microwave. That just sucks. It sucks! So I had to put my whole plate, because I didn't just want to, like, individually pick out all the vegetables, because there was, like, soybeans in there, you know? There was edamame in the bowl, too. And so, you know, I didn't want to, you know, just pick out all the frickin' soybeans, because that would take forever. Would you warp strike the stupid point? Thank you. So, like, I didn't want to take forever to pick out each bean individually, because that would just be stupid. So I put my whole freaking plate in the microwave, and so when I finally got it out, like, a minute and a half later, to eat my dumb bowl that's, like, more work than it should be, I put the freaking tofu in my mouth, and I totally just burned the roof of my mouth. Like, I know that's probably on me, being an idiot and, like, just jamming it in my mouth, but, you know, I really wanted my tofu. I really wanted to consume that bowl with as much vigor as I possibly could, and I tried to do it, and I got a burnt mouth. And here I am playing a decent at best action RPG that doesn't measure up to the rest of the entries in its series, only because it's good for doing challenge runs, because most of the game is, like, optional content and stuff. I could have played Final Fantasy XII, but Final Fantasy XII is not an action game. In fact, it's quite restrained in its gameplay. It's mostly automated, because most of, like, what you do in that game, like the gameplay, the main strategy, is setting up your character's gambits, like the conditions at which they perform certain actions, and then just letting that dictate how they act in battles. I can't skip this. Okay, perfect. And just having that dictate how they act in battle. Like, I mean, if you played Final Fantasy XII, you know what I'm talking about. But it makes it so that you just kind of just walk up to enemies and you watch your characters fight. There's very little direct action in battle, unless you, like, really need to override a command, you know? But this is an action RPG, and so everything you do is action. There's no downtime in battles. It's action, so, you know. Alright, so here's the big dumb boss I was talking about. It's MAX Quirus. So, the first thing you should do is not go straight for Loki, but instead take out his dudes. His lackeys, because they make this fight that is already rather difficult much more difficult. Yeah, this might be the most difficult fight in the game. Like, not even kidding. I'm going to stand back and let my character, my buddy's techniques do the job for me a little bit. That is not what I wanted to do, but I am glad with, I am perfectly fine with the outcome nonetheless. Okay, I need to scan, and I am not allowed to scan. I'm just gonna keep using the daggers. Oh, he used Venom Fang on a machine. I got so excited for a second, like, yeah, he's using Venom Fang, because poison is awesome in this game. But I just remembered that you can't poison machines. Alright, Dawn Hammer time, baby! That does a lot of damage. Alright, there's dudes shooting at me. I'm gonna take care of these guys. Imperial snipers are probably the most annoying enemy type in this game. Like the sniper class soldier dudes, they're very, 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 very annoying. Because while their attacks are weak, I can take cover here and really rapidly restore my stuff while my dudes take care of the actual fight. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, you know what? They actually weren't doing too well. I'm glad. Oh, it's vulnerable. What is my strongest weapon? That's not the equipment menu. What's my strongest weapon? It's probably, yeah, it's the war sword. Okay, so I'm gonna equip the war sword and just go to town on this vulnerable guy. Venom Fang again. Nice job trying to poison a machine, Ignis. I mean, I appreciate the effort, buddy, but it's not working out, dude. So look at me saying how this fight is so difficult, and like I'm just breezing through it. The real hard part is when you kill it, you like have to like immediately like move away from it as quickly as possible because it explodes. And that explosion hurts and you can die. Run! Run! Don't just... Dude, okay. Oh, I guess maybe it doesn't hurt anymore. Because I first played through this game when it, like, really, when it first came out. Like, in the first week after it came out, I was bumping this. And I think, they might have changed it so that you can't get hurt by the explosion when that boss dies. Because I think maybe some people complained, like, I beat the boss, and then, it blew up and killed me, and I had to refight it. That would be annoying. I can get that. I get that. I'm glad they changed it. Oh yeah, the audio might sound a little different. I cranked up the gain on my voice a little bit, because during the more hectic fights, my voice was getting drowned out a little bit by the action, and I don't want that to happen. Alright, so, as I was saying earlier, this, like, end of chapter gaining experience is the only time... Oh, that's a good... I'm saving that. Yeah, baby. This is the only time that we're allowed to tally experience on this playthrough. So no hotels, no camps. Unless it's absolutely necessary. Like, required by the story. In which case, then of course I'm going to do it. Because this entire playthrough is only things that are required by the story. That's kind of the point. And now we have one of those big loading screens. It's the open world. Yeah, chapter 3, the world opens up and you can do so many side quests. And you can go do all the hunts and get a bunch of money. And we're going to do none of that. We are going to go straight to the goal. Straight to the next story quest. Man, these loading times are long. Even with mandatory data installed, you can tell that this game, like, wasn't optimized super well and was a little bit rushed out the door, maybe. Maybe a little rushed. Maybe a little rushed out the door, perhaps. Maybe they rushed this game a little bit. Maybe it was a little incomplete when it came out. The loading times are long. Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure I can skip this. Yep. Skipping time. Seriously, if you want to know what the plot of this game is, this is not the playthrough that you should be watching.
Lands beyond are vast by comparison to lead.
Bigger's better.
That's my teeth.
Stuff to see and do.
First comes the sky.
So this is more mandatory,
Really?
quote-unquote, this technically counts as gameplay. It's not gameplay.
Further west lies the claim.
This is a cutscene, so why can't I skip this? Oh yeah, you like that cup noodles truck in front of us? For those of you out of the loop, Final Fantasy XV has quite a bit of cross-promotion with some real-world properties, like Cup Noodle and American Express. So, literally, actually, in the middle of this fantasy world of EOS, there is American Express promotions at every, like, shop. I can literally show you right now. This is a perfect time to show the audience what I'm talking about. So let me just get over here. See that little blue square? Shut up! I want to show people American Express. Mashing through that freaking text. Meet Iris and Lestalin. Mash them through text. What do you want, Prompto?
Did you see that sign?
Chocobos. Chocobos!
No time for that.
No time for that. Need to get to Lestalin. Yeah.
It's still ages away. Come on, just a quick.
So it's. I think this is going to go to Lestalin first. Yeah. I think it's still going to add
First things first.
this quest to our list.
Alright, but next time check out the Chocobos.
But yeah, it's going to add the quest to our list, but we're not going to go through with it. Boom. Right there. Did you see it? Let me get closer again for you. Stupid camera. Boom, right there. That's the American Express logo, baby. Right there. That's for real. America does not exist in this fantasy realm. Right, so yeah, this stuff is just crap that I don't need at all. The most important skill in this game, yeah, so there's these like skills, this skills thing. It's like, you know, individual skills. This one right here in this playthrough will be the most important, Gladio's survival skills, because it means at the end of every fight, he might randomly just obtain a healing item. So that saves us the hassle of having to actually purchase them. How much gas do I have? Okay, I could stand a refill. So that saves us the hassle of having to spend gil to buy potions and antidotes and elixirs and that kind of stuff. I probably won't be able to max out the skill by the end of the game.
Yep.
I might, though. Like, if we just end up doing enough walking, at least I hope that I can get to the point where he picks up Phoenix Downs and elixirs, because that is very important. Those are two very important healing items. I know that I'm going to hit a point in this game where it starts to become really difficult, because most of the experience that you get is from side quests, but we don't have that luxury. So eventually when we get to those really difficult end game sections, no, Prompto, I don't want to freaking, because not now, please, Prompto. I get that you're like a photographer, dude, but my playthrough is more important than your photo op side quest. Alright? I am being a jerk to Prompto, and I don't care, because this is the internet. Oh yeah, and this is some sick gameplay, right? I'm moving the camera around the car. I can play music. I can play, I mean, it's mostly just, I mean, you start off with the Final Fantasy 1 soundtrack, and it's not even the original, like, and you start, yeah, Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 7, I think. And 13. Really, 13. Okay. I'm gonna stop it playing that music. But so for the Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, and 4 soundtracks that are included as like the driving music in this game,
So Nox, haven't
they're not
catches my eye.
like actually the original songs. Just take pictures of me, okay? They're not the original songs. They're the really like shitey, like weird arranged versions from the remakes that just sound like crap, because they're not actually like orchestrally arranged. They're not real live arrangements. They're just these garbage like MIDI arrangements, because these freaking remakes, Final Fantasy 1 and 2 were on the PS1, like it was a really budget remake. It was called Final Fantasy Origins. Final Fantasy 3 was remade on the DS, which of course can't handle uncompressed orchestral recordings. If they did do an orchestral recording, it'd be incredibly compressed, which is exactly how the orchestral recording that plays in the intro, like cutscene in that game, sounds. And Final Fantasy IV has the same thing, because it was a freaking Nintendo DS remake. So they all just sound like MIDI garbage. they sound worse than the original versions because it hits that uncanny musical valley, you know? It's like, it almost sounds like real instruments, but you can tell it's just the same sample of that instrument being sequenced in a pastiche of what it would sound like. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly think that the original songs from the Famicom and Super Nintendo versions sound better because they don't have that uncanny valley. They don't sound anything close to real live instruments. So, and I think the mixing in the rearrangements is also crap. I think the mixing sucks. Like, everything is the same volume. It sounds awful. There's a lot of just empty space in them, too. It sounds really, really terrible. Like, I would not recommend listening to the remake music from any of those games at all. Just listen to the original soundtrack if you really want to listen to them. And I'm usually the kind of guy who's like, oh, you know, I'm not like one of those crazy purists who's like, well, the original is always better. Like, you shouldn't play the PlayStation 1 version of Final Fantasy VII because it's got like a bunch of bugs and stuff. You should play the PC version because it's better. Or you should play the Zodiac PS4 remaster of Final Fantasy 12 because it's better and it has more content and it has the bugs were fixed and stuff. But like, when it comes to the music, just listen to the original. Except for this, that was a bad example. That was actually a really terrible example because the Zodiac soundtrack of Final Fantasy 12 sounds way better because it's an actual orchestra playing that music. Alright. I'm actually gonna buy a couple cup noodles. Because it's just like, it's cheap. I'm gonna buy 2.
Thank you. See you later.
It's cheap crap, you know, easy to make. Gives a rather sizable boost to HP and attack, which I appreciate.
Let's go.
She's at the LaVille, let's go, okay. Which is a hotel. I hate that you can't sprint in like the streets of Lestalem. You can only do this uncomfortable jog. It's like awkward little jog. There's music. It's really weird. The guy's like singing and hitting drums. Ooh, did you feel that? Skip the cutscene. At the LaVille, baby. Oh, whoa. Okay. This is probably an unskippable cutscene in that case. Yeah, we can't skip this. Oh, that's a lot of experience for just sitting in the car and walking to here. Magic Flask. That's actually a good thing. That means more nukes in case we get in a really bad spot. Yeah, no skip. Can't skip. I think this might be another time where, like, I'm forced to... Man, the PS4 is really screaming right now. Jesus. Can I skip this? Yeah, I can skip this. Yeah, we meet that dumb little kid and his grandpa who add literally nothing to the plot. And we get some more level ups on our characters. That's nice, I guess. That's a good picture. I like that picture. And on we go. I believe this is I really can't talk. I believe this is when we go to the
Where is everyone?
Oh, they're out walking with Talcott.
the water, the cave behind the waterfall, I think. No. This. No, I'm sorry, Iris.
I need some more shut-eye.
But I'm not going on the date with you. Yeah, there's this weird... You can go on a date with Iris and see...
Yes, that's exactly.
Oh, no. Is this mandatory?
Come on,
Is this mandatory?
check out the marketplace.
Oh my god, this is mandatory.
Right this way.
I actually thought this was skippable. It's not. This is literally mandatory. Oh my god. The game forced me to break my own rules. This game forced me to break my own rules. This ticks me off so much. Even if you're not sprinting, you walk faster than Iris does because of her stubby little legs. I'm jogging. Screw you, Iris. You know what? This actually is a good time to... I just got reminded to spend those ascension points because I have a lot of them stocked up and I need to get Osmos Strike. Where is Osmos Strike? I believe... Is it in techniques or is it in combat? Yeah, there it is. Oh my god, I have literally just the correct amount for Osmos Strike.
This is the Partellum market. You can get almost
Osmos
anything.
Strike acts like regular attacks do in Kingdom Hearts 1,
I have
where
a whole place if I could.
attacking enemies act interested, sure. I don't really care. I'm just gonna do the ones
All
that
these shops seem right up your alley.
You know me
get
so
seem
well.
to get the better reward, probably. Yeah, 250 XP. I feel like I'm breaking my own rules, but this is mandatory, so whatever. Where are you? Okay.
Look at all this.
Wow, look at all this
stuff.
neat stuff.
I'm gonna take a look.
This is so dumb. I want to get on with this, with the plot. I'm just gonna run away from her as quickly as I possibly can. Ooh, an item. Oh, it's car crap. Yeah, I'm not gonna be wasting any time customizing the car. Here's another freaking item. Oh, a D-base quick. Oh, that's actually really a good item. But you know what that means? That means that we can create magic that has the Expiricast augment on it. And that means that whenever we cast it, we get experience, and that is just amazing. Okay, Iris, here I am. Oh, is the game glitching out? I'm standing right where I need to... Okay.
The driving force behind
Cool.
Lestalum's prosperity.
That leg slap was probably much louder than it should have
But
been.
get this.
Can I skip this now?
Only women work there. As a matter of fact, women are the ones who do all the work in this town.
I'm gonna encourage her because I think that gets me more
Sounds like your
experience.
kind of place. I can see you doing well here.
I think so too. It's so different.
This is
from
so dumb.
home. I was surprised at
This is
first.
so dumb. I was under the impression that you could skip this, but you can't.
Next, we're going to the outlet.
You can't skip the date. Noctis is 20 and Iris is 15, by the way.
But I
So
think
this-
the rustic charm.
This is literally just humoring puppy love. This is dumb. Like, it's not like the freaking dates in Final Fantasy VII where, like, none of them are mandatory. Well, one actually, you do have to go on the one at Gold Saucer, where none of them are, like, you know, you're not forced to do one. I thought that if you turned down Iris's date, you could just get on with what you wanted to do, but no. You can't do that, and you can't jump over this Well, I guess I just proved myself wrong, because you can jump over that balcony. So I have to just wait for her... Hello?
Amazing view, right? Look.
Yeah,
Here's the medium.
because Noctis would totally be able to hear her from that distance. This almost feels like a date. Ha ha ha. Make light of the subject. That'll probably get me more experience.
If it were your
Any experience is good experience.
Oh, you better keep it quiet
So,
then.
you know,
And besides, you already have Lady Lunafreya. The others are
this
probably
is
back
really
in the hotel
dumb and
room.
awkward. Okay, we're going back to the hotel. Thank you. Jump. Jump. I really like Lestalum. I like its aesthetic, you know? It reminds me of Mexico a little bit. I'm sure it wasn't
The breeze
like
feels so
meant
good.
to remind me of Mexico, but it reminds me of Mexico. I'm sure it's meant to be like somewhere else.
Haven't had fun like this since we were
Um,
kids.
Because I know that make light of the subject. Thank you. I'm sure that I mean, like, what's that place called? Altitia. Yeah, Altitia is
What do you mean?
obviously, you know, Venice, and Insomnia is obviously Tokyo, but I never really like got what Lestalem is supposed to be, like in terms of its real world origin, because, you know, the catchphrase for this game is a fantasy based on reality. I can't skip this either. Yeah, he's gonna tell us about the royal arm behind the waterfall, I think.
Whoa, no need to respect me. I'm not royalty.
So, there's this legend
Behind a
about
waterfall.
sword.
Dude, I killed it. I killed it. I killed it.
May well be one of the lost
It may well be one of the lost tombs. Check it out.
Sure.
Yes,
Thanks for the tip, Talcott.
I will,
You're welcome.
because it is required of me. So, you know what? I think that'll put a cap on this episode. On the next episode of Final Fantasy 15 Minimalist Challenge, we're gonna go to the waterfall. Heck yeah, dude.